Welcome to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time viewing my channel, welcome. You're a one-hit wonder. I'm glad you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, Nestle makes the very best. N-E-S-T-L-E-S. I apologize. Y'all, today was the last day of the Fiber Fun in the SIP Fiber Event Festival. I had so much fun. I can't even put into words. It was amazing. Okay, I am going to try to contain my excitement, but I'm not making any promises. It was so great. The people, the vendors were great. The teachers were great. The crowd were great. Like independent people inside of the crowds, crocheters and knitters sitting together, stitching and laughing and shopping, and it was so great. It was like Stitcher's Paradise, because there was spinning and there were weavers there that were vendors, but y'all, it was so great. I am so glad I chose to go to this one. For my first Fiber Festival experience, if it had been any larger than this one, I would have been overwhelmed. I'm going to kind of tell you about the class I took. Okay, so the class was taught by Katie, and I met her through one of the make-alongs that I had participated in over the summer, and I think she's the one that actually had told me about the Fiber Fun in the SIP event to begin with. So thank you so much, Katie. We talked about the key elements, I have words, I know them. All right, we discussed the key elements in making a sweater that fits. So there were knitters and crocheters together. Yay. Like, we were given a sample pattern that we could use and do a gauge swatch and things like that. But we ended up mainly focusing on, measurement, because as Katie had said, when it comes to making sweaters and tops and, any kind of garment, you have to be honest with yourself in the numbers that you come up with when you do your measurements. Not everybody is proud of their numbers. Some of our numbers have gone up in recent years. Some of our numbers have gone down. But if you only go by the number that you have up in here, your dream number, or maybe even a number that you had 6 months ago, if you stick with that number, you're going to end up wasting your time and your energy. Get real with yourself with the numbers that the tape measure is telling you. So that was all well and good, and then we got to break off into, partners. A woman that I have since become very close to took my measurements. I was surprised. I was wearing a little bit of a, my shirt's kind of oversized, so it wasn't ideal conditions for measuring, nor was my body the ideal size for measuring, but we got through it. I highly recommend that if you are planning to make a top for the first time, that when it comes to doing your measurements, get a really close friend to help you out, because you do have to get really up close and personal. It's best if you're wearing like a tank top, one that's a little bit form-fitting, and that you are wearing like your your favorite fitting bra, just to make sure that your measurements are as accurate as can be. One area that we spent a good amount of time on is swatching.
Oh my God.
I already hear you now, you naysayers. But let me just tell you, swatching is so important. You know, I have heard people, they're like, I'm not gonna swatch, I'll just, I'll try it and see how it works out. I enjoy my craft. I enjoy crochet immensely. I enjoy the time that I get to take and spend making projects. The idea of making a project with a 50% chance that I might have to frog it does not give me comfort. I know it seems like I say it all the time, but another way to kind of help shine a positive light on crocheted garments is by taking the time to make them the right way. So I'm not going to go, into too much detail. I don't want to just, put all of her secrets out in the streets. I'm excited to try my next sweater though. I've been looking at cardigan patterns as well, and I'm really looking forward to kind of putting my new information into practice. Okay, so we're gonna get to the stuff. So I went back to the butterfly girl designs, the one that had the mini wool things. What is that called? Wool balls? Butterfly bits, a selection of mini bats of various fibers. See? Wool balls. I'm going to put her Etsy information up here. And here is what I got. This is the first time I'm even touching it. Look at this.
Wow!
It's sparkly. Ooh wee. Look at that teal. It's sparkly, sparklies. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. This is so soft. Okay. I am not trying to start any rumors, but so this is a different color. And then this is the yellow. I have to make sure that they are separated when they go back in. Look at this. They remind me of the, remember back in school, the pencil topper, and he would like sort. It's kind of LSU-ish. Ooh. And finally this. 13 mini bats. Yeah, I'm gonna practice my spindling. Next, this one, y'all know I have to blame people. While I was in the class, remember my new BFF that I said we became real close in that class? She was showing me a toy that she had, that she was keeping her patterns on, and after I had started doing the my cowl, what am I calling it? It was the sweater that became the vest that became a cowl, and it has the color work on it. While I was working on that, looking at the chart, it was very hard to kind of keep my eyes in the right place. And I said it would be nice if I had a magnetic board. She showed me this. So what this is, it's called a maker minder. I think that's right. So this part and this part are magnetic, and you would put your pattern on this part, and then almost like an iPad stand. That's the magnet. Okay. Anyway, so almost like an iPad stand. You can have your pattern here. Then these little magnetic things will keep it in place. Came with these magnets plus these magnets. Now, one thing that I kind of didn't like is that like a ruler or a straight edge or even like a magnifier thing did not come with it, because I feel like that would have been like the perfect thing. Like, you know, they charged separate for it. I just wasn't feeling it. Plus, I do have a magnetic magnifying ruler that I will be able to use with this, so I'm okay with that. But apparently there are several not attachments, but accessories that you can use along with this, because these are made by Knits. I've heard the name Knits, but because there's Jackie don't knit, I don't keep up with Knits. I enjoyed the Tunisian knit colorwork project so much that I would definitely like to do it again, and I know going forward that having this kind of tool will be very beneficial. And even if I were to not use it for colorwork charts, it's still good to have a place that will hold your pattern in place, you know, in front of you. Sometimes I prefer my patterns to be printed, and but you know, it's just like on this piece of paper, it's sitting over here, I'm picking it up, I'm trying to keep up with it. This has the potential to be very beneficial to me. I feel like I disclaimered that really well. I'm just gonna dump. Oh, let me show you nothing. Okay, so I was wearing my shawl when I started, then I took it off. This is what I had on it to hold my shawl in place. It's a shawl cuff, I think that's what it's called, and I got this from Abigailknits booth. She recycles and repurposes old leather belts and leather scraps. And how cool, let me see if I can even show you the design. That is just so pretty. And they helped me like put it on the first time, and it stayed on all day long. Now I want to say something.
Of course you want to say something, Jackie. That's what you do.
Oftentimes when you watch haul videos from fiber festivals, the one thing that they don't tend to mention, I say they collectively, right, is the price. And let me tell you something. They used to bug me, because it's like, I just want to get an idea of what to expect. But how am I going to word it? It's like when you buy yarn online, like from like Hobie or other company. You know, the prices there are not the same as if you were shopping at your local yarn shop. And you might not want to go into detail about how much you spend at your local yarn shop. I think it's because, at least for me in this experience, it's like this is one of those rare opportunities to see so many fiber people in one place. Not only, I feel like the Fiber Festival is 1,000 times better than purchasing at your local yarn shop, because you get to speak with the people who put their hands in the water, in the color, to make this yarn, you know, whatever this color, or the person that is, you know, their fingers are the ones making the yarn that you're purchasing. And it's a much more personal experience. And I feel like even if they sold that same yarn in a store for the same price, it's like it's worth more because you're getting it directly from the source. You're getting to know that person. And one of the vendors that I visited more than once, she named all of her colorways after people she knows. And I just thought that was a neat thing. She said sometimes she just looks at it, and somebody might look at gray and say, "Ooh, that looks like Aleutian sky." I have no idea what that is. I don't know if that's a thing. If that's a thing, I'm sorry. If it's not a thing, copyright Jackie. But the way someone would see Aleutian sky, she sees Mortimer. I thought that was just neat. Just neat. So anyway, I'm not going to be talking about prices, just because that was not, I mean, it was important, don't get me wrong, it was important, and you're getting so much for the value, that price. So if I were to say that this skein of yarn costs X dollars, you might only see X dollars, but I see she did this, this is the reason why it's this, she named it because of that, she did. So this video is going to be 1,000 years long. Y'all might want to grab a drink. Nope. You definitely want to grab a drink. Grab your crochet or your knitting or your spinning, or grab your partner do-si-do. Whatever you're going to do, we're doing this. Speaking of the Aleutian cloud, copyright Jackie, this is literally the vendor that I went back to. Well, I went back to all of them because, you know. All right, this is Homestead Fibers. This is her, let's see. It is 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 yards, 100 grams, sock weight, and the name of it is Topanga. I said, where did the name Topanga come from? She said, I just looked at it and I thought, that looks like a Topanga. She will be joining, I think I got 2 boy names before. Yeah, like anyway, but how pretty is this? It is, wow. So it is grapple. It's grapple with some green speckles, and then like just pops of like magenta. And yeah, apparently I was definitely feeling moody this weekend because all of the colors have, to me, I don't know, I don't remember yesterday's bag, which is so sad because it's right over there, and I talked to you about it this morning. I don't remember the colors. This is gorgeous. I can't wait to see if I can find something to go with this little green right there. That's gorgeous. Okay. I went back to the bamboo, the 100% 100% bamboo hand dyed. The hand dyed 100% bamboo booth. The skein that I had seen yesterday was this pretty pink. It was, I'm going to go ahead and say it was Barbie pink, but it had just like a few little spots where it was like brown and like a little bit of blue, and I thought I liked it because it was like,
I am pure and pretty, but I'm also a little naughty.
and I just like that. So she held the skein for me. I walked up to the booth. She laid the skein down. Mistake number one. She laid it down arbitrarily next to these other colors. And I'm waiting, and I look over again. Long story short, this is the one that I came home with. Okay, I am going to butcher this name. I think it's oxynometer. Oxynometer. It is 100% bamboo, 4-ply, fingering weight, 115 grams, 115 grams, about 400 yards. Okay, so this is probably like the same with linen. You can't pull from the center because I'm pretty sure kingdoms fall when you do that. This colorway is called Houston Cheer, but I just could not. The pink was beautiful, but this is the one that called to me. It kind of screamed at me. What? Okay, I want to see if I can. This does not look at all to me like, oh wait, that was really, there we go. That does not look like any bamboo that I have ever seen before. I know that I've not seen 100% bamboo. It's usually in a kobu, trubu, babu, but it feels so lovely. And for drape, ta-da! Person that put on the Fiber Festival, her name just leaped out of my mind. Anyway, she owns Gems Luxe Fibers. This is on the Luxe sock base. It's fingering weight, 75-25 superwash merino nylon, 463 yards. Hand wash cold. It is called Cotton in the Delta. Woo! See, this is not my normal blue, nor is this. I'm feeling something, y'all. But this is just gorgeous. Like, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the name is perfect. I touched yarn. And I did the scarfable test. And I was like, before I did it for the first time, I picked it up and I looked and there was a lady looking at me. And I was just like, and she said, this is the only place that would probably not be frowned upon. These were my people. These are our people. Y'all didn't see that. These are our people. Go where people will touch yarn. I'm going to come back to that whole encouraging part later. What the heck? Oh, my second trip to the Whimsical U netted me 5 gorgeous minis because minis are addicted. No, minis are addicting. Like really, really addicting. 5 minis are the equivalent of 1 full skein of, or at least for this, of fingering weight. My second, third, fourth, last trip to Whimsical U, this is what I got. Ooh, so pretty. These were not a set. I put them together myself. You know, they're just so pretty. Okay, apparently, and again, in speaking with Rachel, she told me that the 3 that didn't have a name were part of a skein set of 5, but a customer only wanted one color out of the 5, and they were able to purchase it. So because she didn't have a full skein set anymore, she just put out the individuals. So that's why these don't have labels. Neat story. These 2, this is the information about it. It's Delightful Sock, 75/25 superwash merino nylon, 92 yards, 20 grams. Okay, but it does not tell me the colorway. But I'm okay. This one does. Same specs. This one is called Echo Lodge. So here, I think I actually had picked this color up first. So in here you can see the orange, the brown, the green, and what is this? It's like that color like right there. So it allowed me to just play and put all these colors together, and they feel so yummy and squishy, and they smell like sunshine. I went back to the WoolMarketfibers, which was the mail dyer that I won the gift voucher from, and I picked up some minis. But this time I only got 4. I feel like I have some wine yarn in my stash already. This is so pretty. But certainly not least, I went to the Yarn Adventure Truck. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you may have seen the photos that I posted in front of Ellie, the yarn truck, and it was being photobombed by Katie, the owner of the yarn. She's like, I swear she was like Honest John in Pinocchio.
I was like, no, I am wise to your ways, woman. You will not entice me.
Y'all, she had me like you could see the hook like being firmly shoved up into my nose, right? Because she said Star Wars minis. Huh? Like, you know what? I'll go, because where you lead, I will follow. And I was like, okay. And she's starting to mention the different colorways and stuff. I'm like, She said Chewie. I didn't hear anything else. Y'all, I love Chewie. Chewie and C-3PO are my favorite Star Wars characters. Yoda's in there somewhere too, but Yoda because of Fuzzy Bear. I'm weird. It was just like she kept talking all the different items. These are dyed by Cesium Yarn, which they are out of, what'd she tell me? Virginia, Maryland, Carolina, somewhere in that area. It's called Chewy. 75% superwash BFL or blue faced Leicester, 25% nylon. Each skein is 92 yards, 20 grams, a total of 460 yards or 100 grams. How beautiful is this? Oh my God. Oh. Oh, oh, my Star Wars loving heart. She had me. There wasn't a thing I could do. And I tried, y'all. I tried to resist her. I was like,
no, no, no. I will not take that.
but this, once she put it in my hand, it like super glued. I was walking around with it like this. I could not put it down. This is going to be the most beautiful something ever. Ever. If she would have had Yoda, I think I would have signed over my house to her. This is, oh. Da-da-da-da-da-da, adventures out there. A nice project bag. And isn't this the most adorable thing you've ever seen? This beautiful enamel pin. So it's like I look at this and I can hear the music, and I'm not going to hum or sing it because, you know, but that is so great. And adventure is out there. She goes to, she's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but she just drives around to different festivals. That is like the coolest thing. I got to like look at the inside of an actual yarn truck. Katie is, she is hilarious. She's sweet. She is very helpful, very knowledgeable in, you know, what she is selling, because she has like things from different vendors, but like she has personal relationships with all of the vendors that she carries in her van, because she can take, you know, yarn from, let's say, some teeny tiny town in XYZ USA and bring it to people who live in what a big city USA and connect them that way. Yes, the internet can do that too, but this is like if the internet was personal. You know, it's so cool how she's doing this and how it's just so cool. And she has these, what do you call it? The needle. Yeah, I think I've been talking too long. What is it called? Oh, the thing to measure your hooks or needles. And she has them in the shape of different states, all of the different states that she travels to. And it was so cool. And when I went in there yesterday, I was looking, and she doesn't have a Louisiana one. Well, of course she doesn't have a Louisiana one, because she doesn't travel to Louisiana, because Louisiana doesn't have any yarn festivals. So, boo. But I would like to see a Louisiana shaped stitch. What the heck is that called? Gate click thing. Maybe I'll design one on Canva and I'll pop in a picture of what it could look like. Hint, hint. Oh, there was a vendor. They were from Louisiana, and she had this sampler box of different bats that you could spin. One was some kind of cotton. One was Angora from rabbits. One was something else, and then because there were 6 different bats, and the 3 on the top were sorry, but all of the animals are from Louisiana, are living and producing and thriving in Louisiana. And that was so exciting. That that is kind of one of those, you need to be like graduating from the college of drop spindle with a master's degree in, regular wheel spinning and maybe a doctorate in the e-spinner kind of a situation. If I got it, it would literally just sit. And it comes in like a cake box, like from the bakery. It was so cool. And I was so happy to get to talk to her. And she lives 2 hours north of me. It was just such a wild experience. I feel like that's all the stuff from today, which is not as much as I got yesterday, but collectively I am one happy camper. After I finish recording, I'm going to throw all the yarn on the bed and roll around in it. Not really. I want to look at everything together and see if I had like a theme for Friday and a theme for Saturday. Just because, I never know what my mind is going to do or what kind of illusions it's going to create and convince me of. So, maybe I did have some subconscious stuff going on. It was so great, y'all. It was so great. And the big announcement, starting in 2025, the Fiber Fun and the Sip Festival will be in the spring instead of in the fall. Yay! Because there's so many that are in the fall that it's like, it makes it hard for, vendors to be able to make those kind of commitments because there's so many out there. And if you go to one and you don't have a good show, then you're not likely to come back. But it might simply be that the customers were also, having to pick which festival to go to. So by moving it to the complete other side of the calendar, I think that's going to make a huge difference. And I am excited. Unfortunately, that means there's not going to be a 2024 festival. And now that I think about it, I remember when I was talking to the owner of the Gems Deluxe Fibers, it's her business card, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm so excited! I can't wait for next year." She wasn't like, "Yay!" It was just kind of like I said that yesterday. Now I know why. I think that's all. Again, if you can go to a fiber festival, even if you just want to go to take a class, if you just want to go to shop, or if you just want to go to sit and crochet or knit with other knitters and crocheters, just to be around your people, it is so uplifting. It's just great. And I just can't, I can't express enough how rewarding this is, how much I've enjoyed being at this festival. Please leave some comments down below. Let me know maybe your thoughts on maybe some ways I can they had a ball winder set up and a Swift. Pretty sneaky. I didn't use it because I knew if I used it, that means I was going to want to start something. And shucky darn, apparently I forgot to bring my Tunisian crochet hooks, so rats. Chewy. If I had to choose a favorite, everything that I got this weekend, it would be everything that I got this weekend. Like, I can see I'm seeing stories as I'm looking at this yarn. It's so different. Y'all, like, it's just different than when you just buy it at the store or when you order it online. I have a story that goes with me purchasing this. I have a story that goes with, it's like whatever I make out of this skein, it's going to be like, okay, that time that I went to a fiber festival for the first time and I had spoken to the owner about coming back next year. And you know what I'm saying? It's like I will be like weaving in, I can't even describe. I can't describe this, the Topanga one. So there was this lady that was minding her own business, which, you know, that was a warning sign in and of itself. She had a clear plastic bag that had a sweater's quantity of yarn. And I said, I was sitting in the area where we were sitting and knitting and crocheting. I was not doing either. I was resting my feet and trying to convince myself not to go back to any of the vendors. And she had like this burgundy, like maybe it was this color, you know, here predominantly, and then it just kind of was not swirled, but faded throughout. And then she had 3 skeins of 2 different colorways that were not this, but they looked almost exactly like this. Like, Topanga is the sister of the 2 that this woman had. And I mean, I'm not even sitting at the table with her. She just happened to hold it up. She was talking to her friends over there. I, of course, engaged her in conversation because it would have been rude for me not to. I just and see, I have that story that goes with the Topanga yarn. I think it's like reading a book versus watching the movie. Like, you can be okay with watching the movie version, but if you read the book, it's almost always better. And I feel like that's what this is. It's like going to a yarn shop or ordering directly from the dyer is like a very good movie interpretation of the book. And going to an event where you can meet the dyer is reading the book. That may have sounded cheesy, but bring it on. If you want to stick around and become a member of the GlamFam, you can do that by clicking that subscribe button right there. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.